Alright, so I'm back. I was here yesterday. This is 2 days in a row after more than a month of not doing this, so this is good. I'm on a roll. So I was just having a lesson with one of my students, and she is working on the Chaminade Concertino, which is in part of this book, which basically every flute player on the planet, I think, owns at some point or another. And I played this piece when I was in high school and actually got to play it with my high school band. Yay! And it's not easy. But it is one of those pieces that, most flute players learn at some point in their lives. And we've been working on the little cadenza section in it. And basically getting clarity on every single note and not skipping notes and not kind of glossing over notes and making sure that everything is super crystal clear and very much in control. And I'm a big advocate of practicing slowly and not making mistakes and really stopping and figuring out what things are and having them make sense. And sometimes that's hard to... it's hard to believe that practicing that way is going to help you to learn something quickly. But it's actually the fastest way to learn something, but it feels so agonizingly slow, right? So what I decided I would do is work on this cadenza, which is not in my fingers anymore. I haven't played it in years. It's a hot mess, I'm pretty sure. I'm going to try to play through it and see what happens. It's just so you can get a sense of my baseline with it today. To know that I'm not, faking this. I can't already play it, and going through the steps to go, ooh, look, it only took me, I don't know, however long it's going to take me to learn it. So anyway, so this is kind of a little mini experiment on this particular piece to see how quickly I can take it from hot mess to competence, practicing slowly. So anyway, so this is the, this is going to be a terrible version of the cadenza from Cecile Chaminade's Concertino. Here we go. Okay. So parts of that actually went better than I thought it would, and parts of it went pretty poorly. So we'll try to get this completely figured out and see how long it takes me to do that. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do, ideally I would have just recorded that and then paid attention to where all my mistakes happened. But I think for right now, I'm just going to go through everything slowly and see if I can figure out where I'm going to mess up. So that I just played all the notes correctly, but it kind of felt like I was on the edge and I might have messed up at some point. So I'm going to take it just a little bit slowly so I can think even more about it. So there are E sharps, A sharps, C sharps, and G double sharps. So to me, let's see. Yeah. So oh, and B sharps. So I think part of this is muscle memory, number one, but that's the first thing to go. Two is really just understanding what's happening with it, harmonically. And three, there was a three, I swear. I can't. Anyway. So, yeah. So, three is just kind of understanding, melodically what's going on. So, when I'm looking at this, kind of a good thing for me to keep in mind is that basically everything is sharp, except for the marked double sharps, which only happen once, so I don't have to remember them, which is great. So basically, when I'm playing through this, if I just look at everything and I don't have to remember accidentals, because now I know everything is sharp, and the accidentals that aren't sharp are marked. So that's really useful to know as I'm reading through it. I don't have to think about it. So this is a cadenza, and eventually I'm going to be making it sound very free and flowing, hopefully. But to have total control of your fingers, you want to make sure that you're not making your expression an excuse for slow fingers, if that makes sense. So I want to make sure that I can play it really, really steadily. So it's actually very interesting to play this, thinking about how long everything actually should be in relation to itself, because I don't think I've ever actually done that before, for as many times as I played this piece. So I'm going to actually set my metronome and see what happens with this. I think I've been thinking about this in eighth notes. I think that's probably the best thing to do. Alright, so this is like 108 on the eighth note. That was right? Oh, what am I missing? Oh, I'm playing the A sharp like a C natural for some reason. Did it again. That was because it's a B sharp earlier in the measure. A sharp. I'm going to mark that in. Because that is just an F sharp arpeggio, F sharp major arpeggio, and if I do an A natural, it's mine. All right. It sounds really weird to do this with metronome, like really, really weird. But the interesting thing is the place that I'm noticing that I'm hesitating is on the G double sharp after the first held high C sharp. And that's one of those things it's in my muscle memory. Like, so I go to the right spot, but my brain is still kind of going, oh, is that really what it is? And when you're performing, the last thing that you want is any kind of doubt, like whatsoever. So I'm going to keep working on it to get rid of that feeling of doubt. All right, so here we go. Oops, sorry, too fast. Okay, so I read through that last little lick fine, but I felt like I was guessing. So, well, it's got to be a C sharp. So interestingly, there's a low C here that isn't marked as a C sharp, but I've been playing as a C sharp, I think just because that's how I know that it goes, but the note right after is marked as a B sharp, which would be a C, so I think it's safe to assume that it actually is a C sharp. Okay, so back to the metronome. So so this should be about that speed at this. Okay, so. So that was okay. It was a little uneven though. Let's see. That one. Wow, my pointer is getting really resistant on that. So it's like a balance thing, I think. I'm going to see if I can hold my flute. This is a B sharp to the D sharp, which is C to E flat, and that's just a bunch of fingers all moving at the same time in opposite directions. And for some reason, this finger is slow. so uneven. Okay, clearly I need to do this slower. My fingers are falling too quickly on the C sharp C B pattern as compared to how fast I should be going. Still not happy how that middle one is coming out. It just feels, it sounds messy. Alright, I'm going to leave that for right now. I'm still not thrilled with how sloppy it is, but I'm almost out of time, so. For some reason, I sometimes get that trill wrong. It's first trill key, not the second trill key. I'm gonna write that in. So interestingly enough, this passage is weird because it's mostly naturals, and the rest of the piece has been so many sharps. So let's do this. So what I'm overcoming right now is I learned this piece to put stress on the first note. And it's funny because I can play it that way, but when I force myself to not take that time, I'm not able to read it fast enough. So I need to work on that. That's really interesting. You know, because it's nice to put that little stress in there, but I shouldn't have to put that stress in there. Anyway, I am out of time for today, but I feel like that's going a lot better now than it was when I sat down. So we'll see how many more sessions it takes till I feel like I've got it in a way that I would feel comfortable performing. All right, thanks for watching.